Who are the Freemasons? Why do they exist? 15 of them have went on to become presidents of the United States. They come from all walks of life. There are those that become famous, but most never do. In fact, most of them go about their business very quietly, without any fanfare or recognition. They are everyday people, just like you and me. Coming up, you'll be seeing the installation of offices at Cosmopolitan Lodge, located in Stoughton, Mass. We hope you enjoy it.
Brother Marshall, so we can get started with our work and you're done. Would you present to the East Right Worshipful Sid Barron for the purpose of installing the offices for 2011-2012? Well, first time I saw you was when you played your horn, if you remember. Oh, yeah. And we've known each other, what, about 30 years?
We were both young then.
We were both young. So now I give you these, so you can perform these.
Stay in peace.
Huh?
Stay in peace.
Oh, that's right.
Worshipful District Deputy Grand Master, worshipfuls and brethren all, and families, guests, friends, welcome to this, which I believe is the 92nd installation for Cosmopolitan Lodge. It is my pleasure to be serving as installing master, or one of them, remembering that 26 years ago, I was installed in that chair myself, and very proud of my heritage with Zerubbabel Lodge, which is part of Cosmopolitan Lodge. I had about 20 minutes worth of material that I was going to share with you, but since the time is already a few minutes later than it should be, and I've been taught for many years never be the last person between people and their food. So we'll be done with this ceremony in under an hour, and I hope you enjoy it. I'd like to introduce the other installing officers before we proceed. Thank you, Worshipful. Joining me as an installing master is a past master of Zerubbabel Lodge, Worshipful Sherman Baker, past master of Marine Lodge, and a past district deputy of the 20th Masonic District, Right Worshipful Arnie Grebstadt. Marshal will be Worshipful Brian Baker, who is past master of Marine Lodge and currently Grand Steward. Sitting as chaplain will be Worshipful Haskell Williams. And I must tell you, he holds a very special place in my heart. 31 years ago, when I knocked on the door to become a Mason, I was so fortunate to be assigned a mentor that did a terrific job, and that was Worshipful Haskell Williams. Haskell, thank you so much. And a little later in the presentation, you will be treated to a charge which will be given by Worshipful Sean LeBlanc. And Worshipful Brother LeBlanc is past master of Marine Lodge in Falmouth, and also currently District Deputy Grand Marshal. So with that, Brother Marshal, you will retire the officers of Cosmopolitan Lodge. Thank you. Thank you. present to me the Master-elect of Cosmopolitan Lodge. Right Worshipful District Deputy Grand Master, has the Master-elect of Cosmopolitan Lodge been duly qualified?
Worshipful Master, he has been well qualified in the royal arts and sciences.
Right Worshipful, it's my pleasure to present Brother Roy Brenton to be installed Master of this lodge. He has been found to be a good skill and good morals and of great skill, true and trusting, and he's a lover of the whole fraternity, wheresoever dispersed over the face of the earth. We doubt not he will discharge his duty with fidelity.
For the Marshal, you will place our brother at the altar, there to receive the benefit of prayer, and to take upon himself his official obligation.
Almighty and everlasting God, it is with grace and devotion that we ask your blessings on our beloved brother, worshipful Roy Brenton, now kneeling at the exalted altar and soon to be installed once again as worshipful master of Cosmopolitan Lodge. Worshipful Roy Brenton, with his spirit and charm and his manner of speech and his presence, really illuminates his room at all times with him in his glorious manner. And so we wish him and all our beloved members a happy and strong term and good life. And let us all say now, amen. Thank you.
My brother, you will repeat after me your official obligation. I solemnly promise,
I solemnly promise,
upon the honor of a Mason,
upon the honor of a Mason,
that in the office of
that in the office of
Master of Cosmopolitan Lodge,
Master of Cosmopolitan Lodge,
I will, according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
strictly comply
with
the constitutions and regulations
the constitutions and regulations
of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Massachusetts,
of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Massachusetts,
bylaws of Cosmopolitan Lodge,
the bylaws of Cosmopolitan Lodge,
and all other ancient Masonic usages,
and all other ancient Masonic usages,
so far as the same shall come to my knowledge.
so far as the same shall come to my knowledge.
I wasn't smiling. Now I gotta remember what I was supposed to say. Haskell, I think you made me forget everything. But you did it well. My brother, previous to your investiture, it is necessary that you should signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duty of a master of a lodge. You agree to be a good man and true, and strictly comply with the moral law. You agree to be a peaceable citizen and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against government, but patiently to submit to the decisions of the Supreme Legislature. You agree to pay proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live credibly, and act honorably by all men. You agree to hold in veneration the original rulers and patrons of the Order of Masonry, and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brethren, when convened in every case consistent with the constitutions of the order. You agree to avoid private piques and quarrels, and to guard against intemperance and excess. You agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to your lodge. You promise to respect genuine brethren, and to discountenance impostors and all dissenters from the original plan of Masonry. You promise to, you agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of the art. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being, and to his officers when duly installed, and strictly conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge or General Assembly of Masons that is not subversive of the principles and groundwork of Masonry. You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Masonry. You promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on convenient occasions. You admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance be given to any irregular lodge, or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of the order. You agree that no person can be regularly made a Mason in, or admitted a member of, any regular lodge without previous notice and due inquiry into his character. You agree that no visitors shall be received into your lodge without due examination and producing proper vouchers, or they having been initiated in a regular lodge. These are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Do you submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do.
In consequence of your cheerful conformity to the charges and regulations of the order, you are now to be installed master of this lodge, your brethren having full confidence in your care, skill, and capacity to govern the same. My brother, with pleasure, I invest you with this jewel of your office, the square. As the square is employed by operative masons to fit and adjust the stones of the building, all the parts may properly agree. So you, as master of this lodge, are admonished by the symbolic meaning of the square upon your breast to preserve that moral deportment among the members of your lodge which should ever characterize good masons, and to exert your authority to prevent ill feeling or angry discussion arising to impair the harmony of their meetings. I also present to you the three great lights in Masonry: the Holy Bible, square, and compasses. The Bible, the great light in Masonry, will guide you to all truth, will direct your paths to the temple of happiness, and point out to you the whole duty of man. The square teaches us to harmonize our conduct by the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desires in every station, rising to eminence by merit. We may live respected and die regretted. I also present to you the rule and line. The rule directs that we should punctually observe our duty, press forward in the path of virtue, and inclining neither to the right nor the left in all our actions, have eternity in view. The line teaches us the criterion of moral rectitude, to avoid dissimulation in conversation and action, and to direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions you are to search at all times. Cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend ignorance of its requirements. You now receive in charge the charter. By the authority of which this lodge is held, as its lawful custodian, you are carefully to preserve and duly transmit it to your successor in office. You also receive in charge the records and bylaws of your lodge. The records you are to see properly kept, and the bylaws carefully and punctually executed. I place in your hands this gavel, which is also called the hiram, because as Solomon controlled and directed the workmen in the temple by the assistance of Hiram the builder, so does the master preserve order in the lodge by the aid of the gavel. I now conduct you to the oriental chair. Brother Marshal, you will place at the altar the appointed officers. The elected officers. My apologies. My apologies. Brothers, you will repeat after me your official obligations. I solemnly promise. Upon the honor of a Mason. That in the office of.
Senior Warden. Junior Warden.
Of Cosmopolitan Lodge. I will. According to the best of my abilities. Strictly comply. With the constitutions and regulations. Of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Massachusetts. The bylaws of Cosmopolitan Lodge. And all other ancient Masonic usages. So far as the same shall come to my knowledge.
Richard Glick to be installed senior warden of this lodge.
My brother, you have been elected senior warden of this lodge, and I present you with this jewel and the implement of your office. The level designates that we have descendants from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share of the same hope. And though distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination, yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are right. Because a time will come, and the wisest know not how soon, when all distinctions except that of goodness shall cease, and death, the grand leveler of human brightness, reduce us to the same level. Your regular attendance on meetings of the lodge is essentially necessary. In the absence of the master, you will govern the lodge. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and your attachment to the lodge, for the faithful discharge of the duties of this important trust. Look well to the west.
Worshipful Master, Brother Mark Bennett to be installed junior warden of this lodge.
My brother, you have been elected junior warden of this lodge, and I invest you with this jewel and the implement of your office. The plum admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scale of justice in equal poise, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and make our passions and prejudices coincide with the light of our duty. You are now a member of Grand Lodge, and as such, you are expected to attend quarterly communications and district deputy visits as a representative of your lodge. Your regular and punctual attendance is particularly requested, and I have no doubt that you will faithfully discharge the duty you owe to your present position. Look well to the south.
You are appointed chaplain of this lodge, and I invest you with this jewel. It is your special duty to conduct the devotions of the lodge and bear before the throne of heavenly grace the spiritual needs of your brethren. In all your interaction with your lodge, it is expected that you will allure to brighter worlds and lead the way. My brother, you are appointed marshal of this lodge, and I invest you with this jewel. And place in your hands this baton as the badge of your office. It is your duty to organize the lodge, form and conduct all processions, introduce and accommodate visiting brethren, and attend to such other interests in the practice of our rites as the worshipful master shall direct. My brother, you are appointed junior deacon of this lodge, and I invest you with this jewel, and place in your hands this black rod, which you will bear in the performance of your official duties. It is your duty to attend on the master and wardens, and to act under their direction in the active duties of the lodge. And as from you, the first impression of our institution is received by the candidates, you should be particularly careful to properly prepare them for the dignified and important ceremonies of initiation.
present Brother Steve Shosky to be installed senior steward of this lodge.
My brother, you are appointed senior steward of this lodge, and I invest you with this jewel and place in your hands this white rod, which you will bear in the performance of the duties of your office, which are to assist the deacons and other officers in performing their respective duties. You are also to see that the tables are properly furnished at refreshment, and that every brother is suitably provided for. Your regular and early attendance will afford the best proof of your zeal and attachment to the lodge. Congratulations.
Electrician, you first. Worshipful Master, Brother E. Roy Brenton to be installed electrician of this lodge.
My brother, it is indeed a pleasure to be here at Cosmopolitan Lodge as old friends to install you as electrician of this lodge. And with that, this jewel. It is your special duty to attend to the lighting of the lodge, the importance of which cannot be overstated. The proper and timely discharge of the duties of your office will give the candidates an understanding of our degrees, not otherwise attainable.
Well, we do it a little different. That's okay. Yeah. To be installed Tyler of this lodge.
My brother, you are appointed Tyler of this lodge, and I invest you with this jewel and the implements of your office. The sword is placed in the hands of the Tyler to enable him to guard against the approach of cowards and eavesdroppers, and see that none pass or repass, except such as are duly qualified.
wardens, and other officers elected and appointed of Cosmopolitan Lodge, with the exception of the junior steward, inside sentinel, senior deacon, have been regularly installed into their respective stations, and the Cosmopolitan Lodge is now ready to act upon any business that may legally come before it. This proclamation is made from the east, the west, the south, once, twice, thrice. All interested will take due notice and govern themselves accordingly.
Right Worshipful District Deputy Grand Master, Worshipful Master, ladies and gentlemen, fellow brethren. In 1795, our Grand Master at the time was none other than one of our most beloved patriots, Brother Paul Revere. And he gave a charge to a young man who was assuming the East. And it goes like this. Worshipful Master, this worshipful lodge, having chosen you for their master and representative, it is now incumbent upon you, diligently and upon every proper occasion, to inquire to the knowledge of your fellows and find them daily employment, that the art which they profess may not be forgotten or neglected. You must avoid partiality, giving praise where it is due, and employing those in the most honorable part of the work who have made the greatest advancement of the art. You must preserve union, and judge in all cases amicably and violently, preferring peace. That the society may prosper, you must preserve the dignity of your office, requiring submission from the perverse and refractory, always acting and being guided by the principles on which your authority is founded. You must, to the extent of your power, pay a constant attendance on your lodge, that you may see how your work flourishes and your instructions are obeyed. You must take care that neither your words nor actions shall render your authority to be less regarded, but that your prudent and careful behavior may set an example and give a sanction to your power. In his brotherly love is the cement of our society. So cherish and encourage it, that the brethren may be more willing to obey the dictates of Masons than you have occasion to be. And you, the officers of this worshipful lodge, must carefully assist the Master in the discharge and execution of his office, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all the fellows under your care, keeping the brethren in just order and decorum, that nothing may disturb the peaceable serenity or obstruct the glorious effects of harmony and concord. And that this may be the better preserved, you must carefully inquire into the character of all candidates to this honorable society, and recommend none to the Master who, in your opinion, are unworthy of the privileges and advantages of Masonry, keeping the cynic far from the ancient fraternity, where harmony is obstructed by the superstitious and morose. You must discharge the lodge quietly, encouraging those assembled to work cheerfully, that none when dismissed may go away unsatisfied. And you, brethren of this worshipful lodge, learn to follow the advice and instructions of your officers, submitting cheerfully to their amicable decisions, throwing by all resentments and prejudices towards each other. Let your chief care be to the advancement of the society you have the honor to be members of. Let there be a modest and friendly emulation among you in doing good to each other. Let complacency and benevolence flourish among you. Let your actions be squared by the rules of Masonry. Let friendship be cherished and all advantages of that title by which we distinguish each other. That we may be brothers not only in name, but in the full import, extent, and latitude of so glorious an appellation. Finally, my brethren, as this association has been carried on with so much unanimity and concord, in which we greatly rejoice. So may it continue to the latest ages. May your love be reciprocal and harmonious. While these principles are uniformly supported, this lodge will be an honor to Masonry, an example to the world, and therefore a blessing to mankind. From this happy prospect, I rest assured of your steady perseverance, and conclude with wishing you all, my brethren, joy of your master, wardens, and other offices, and of your constitutional union as brethren. Worshipful Master, Cosmopolitan Lodge is in your capable hands. Please never lose sight of the wonderful past masters you have and that great book for your continued sources of life. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, both the Masons and non-Masons alike, and guests. I'm very excited that each and every one of you were able to attend tonight's initiation. Some of the things that we have planned to do in this upcoming year is a CHIP program, and what that means is it's a child identification program, and to let you know, in Massachusetts, we are closely watched throughout the entire world. Our CHIP program is the most comprehensive child identification program in the world. Other states in the United States are copying what we're doing. Other countries throughout the world are copying what we're doing. It's an extremely valuable program. That program will continue to exist with Cosmopolitan Lodge in the upcoming year. We're also planning a past masters night. And that's a situation where we have past masters take the different chairs and we make it into a really nice, fun night. Now, there'll be other things that we will be doing as the year progresses. We have a goal this year of obtaining 10 new candidates. We're on our way to getting that started. We have a few applications already in, and we hope to have some more applications to come in the following Masonic year. To help inspire this, we created a new award this year, and it's called the Brother Jerry Hershenson Membership Award. And this award will be given out to the brother that brings in 3 candidates during the course of the Masonic year. Presiding masters will not be qualified to receive this award. It has to be brothers out there on the sidelines or past masters that are on the sidelines that bring in the candidates. One of the reasons why we wanted to do this after Jerry, Brother Jerry always talked with pride when he talked about Freemasonry. In my 21 years in this lodge, I've never seen a brother bring in more candidates than Brother Jerry has. Brother Jerry had left us a few years ago to be with the Supreme Architect of the Universe. He is sadly missed, but he will never be forgotten. Tonight, we have flowers in some of the individual stations. Brother Junior Warden, if you would, I'd like you to present those flowers to your wife when you go home tonight.
Thank you.
Brother Senior Warden, we have a widow here tonight. I believe she's out in the kitchen at the moment. Mrs. Gloria Wangry, would you please present those flowers to her before we leave for the night? She's helping out in the kitchen. And the flowers here in the east, I would like to present to Mrs. Judy Hershenson, Brother Jerry's wife, at the conclusion of this meeting. We appreciate the women. They're very supportive of us Masons coming out at night and doing our work. And I can't think of better people to present these for. I do have a wife out there, and she already insisted that I don't give her any flowers. She wants me to give her something else later. I don't know what it is. So be it.
Worshipful?
Yes.
At the door?
come on in. Gloria, thank you for coming tonight. The flowers that are in the west, we would like to give them to you before you leave here. Basically to say thank you. We miss your husband very dearly. Gloria's husband, so people will know, Buddy, he was just a great person to be around. In fact, the last time that I sat up here in the East as a master, Cosmopolitan did a road trip, and we went down to Washington, D.C., and we opened up a lodge in the Washington Monument. It was called the Alexandria Washington Lodge, and it was the lodge that George Washington was raised as a Mason and was master of. Of course, at the time, it was just called Alexandria Lodge. But since his passing, they added his name to the lodge, and it's the Washington Alexandria Lodge. And Worshipful Buddy, Gloria's husband, was one of the leaders in us going down to Washington to do this, and we presented another past master that passed away, Right Worshipful Elliot Gillard, an award of appreciation for everything that he did in the lodge. It was a great road trip. It was absolutely wonderful traveling with your husband. I hope we can do other things like that in the future. It was really just a lot of fun. I want you to know we will never forget Buddy. He's too inspirational for us here, and we absolutely love the man. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
At this point, I'd like to just turn the mic over to the district deputy. Thank you all very much. Thanks very much.
Good evening, brethren and ladies and guests.
Good evening, Your Worship.
I would like to begin by bringing to you the warm fraternal greetings of Most Worshipful Richard James Stewart, Grand Master of Masons in Massachusetts. This is a great occasion to be out on a Saturday night. That's what the Grand Master's doing. Exactly the same thing I am, except he just sits and doesn't really have to do much. But we both left the same meeting that we were at this morning to do what we have to. What I'd like to do now is to congratulate the installing suite for all of you. You did a superb job. It was excellent. It is great to be able to go to an installation and have good ritual. It means more. It means more to the officers who are being installed if you listen to that ritual. And part of that ritual says that you will attend the district deputy visits. What do I have to do to bring that across?
More cookies.
I know one lodge, one district deputy brings scotch and cigars, but my budget doesn't allow that. But it's great to be here. The other thing that's really great about the evening, about how much sun has been brought into this lodge, with the lovely ladies on the sidewalk. You are the ones who bring light into the lodges. You are the ones who allow your husbands or spouse or whatever it is to come. And we thank you for that. There were also some young men here who I don't know if you are members of the fraternity. If you are 18 and older, consider it. This is a great organization. It's one of the oldest in the Western Hemisphere. And I would encourage you to, before you leave, ask a Mason about the fraternity. We would love to have you. To the officers that have been installed, here is your master. Remember that he is here to work with you. It's not easy when you end up sitting in the East. A lot more is put on your shoulders than you were ever aware of before you take that seat. So he needs your help as you need his. And I will talk more about this on my visit on Monday. Since I'm coming back here, for my official visit, so I'm looking forward to it. We're going to change protocol slightly. The master has something that he'd like to say, and I will allow him. I'm going to stay right where I am now.
Okay. Brethren and guests, especially the guests, I want to share with you a quick story about why we are here as Freemasons. You've heard talk tonight about people of high morals, good character, people that are trustworthy, people that are honest. That's not by accident, and it's not just idle words. When I was a young teenager, I had a situation where I had a cousin that caught in fire, and 90 to 95% of him was pretty burnt up. And as a young teenager, I learned that my cousin went into the Shrine Hospital, and he spent the better part of the next 8 to 10 years in the Shrine Hospital coming in and out. The Shriners paid every single bill. Not one dime was charged to the family. And I was only a young teenager when this happened, and it left a great impression on me. So I decided one day when I become an adult, I would like to be a Shriner. Well, that day came that I was inquiring, and I found out that all Shriners were Masons. So I had to become a Mason first in order to be a Shriner. So I did that. And the day I joined the Shrine, which is up in Wilmington, Mass, I had to use the facilities, and inadvertently, evidently, my wallet had fallen out of my pants pocket. Not aware of this, I left Wilmington, Mass, and drove down. At the time I was living in Brockton, 50 miles from Wilmington. Nobody was home at my house. I took my suit off. I hopped in the shower. Well, just as I was getting at the end of my shower and getting ready to set the water off, all of a sudden I noticed my wife was in the bathroom, and she was holding my wallet in her hand. So I simply said to her, "Did you come in here and take that out of my pants without me seeing it?" She said, "Absolutely not. When I pulled up to the house, there was a car parked right in front of the house. When he seen me get out of the vehicle, he inquired if this was the Brenton residence. When she told him it was, he passed my wallet to her." Now, I don't think it's necessary for me to tell you that all my credit cards and all my cash was intact. But I said, wow, what kind of fraternity is this that I can lose my wallet 50 miles from my house and it shows up before I even know it's missing? So I say to you, honesty, integrity, and trust, these are not just simple words. This is how Masons conduct themselves. This is how Masons act, not just with other Masons, but with people, no matter where they go in the world. And I know, and I have traveled, no matter where I go in the free world, I meet a brother. There's instant bond. There's an instant trust. And when you're miles away from home, it's always good to have a friend that you can trust. So thank you very much. Very merciful. Thank you very much for letting me interject in the middle of the episode. I thoroughly appreciate it.
I would also like to thank Worshipful Haskell. I want to thank you very much for your thoughtful prayer today. You have always been a light to all of us, and it's a pleasure to have you here tonight. Good.
I'm not accepting you and your offices, but I'm a strong and happy regime.
Thank you. Thank you. Worshipful District Deputy Grand Marshal, you will conduct the chaplain to the altar for prayer and attend to the lights.
Heavenly Father, We humbly thank you for the fraternal fellowship we have enjoyed. May we go from this place with a deeper commitment to serve others, recognizing it is in serving others that we serve thee. May we be faithful in following the tenets of our craft. Be with us now as we go our separate ways, and send us forth with strength and courage to do thy will. God be with us until we meet again. Amen.
So it be. Hello, my name is Roy Brenton, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation of the installation of officers at Cosmopolitan Lodge. It was a great honor and a privilege to be elected Master of Cosmopolitan Lodge. I'm very excited about the upcoming year. Some of the things that we do as Freemasons is we're the largest donors of blood in Massachusetts and in the country. One of the programs we support a lot is called a CHIP program, which stands for Child Identification Program. And it's the most comprehensive child identification program in the entire world. Freemasonry is the oldest fraternity in the world. We're members that all believe in God. We're members that all believe in making our community a better place to live in. We come from all walks of life. Some of us are postal workers, some of us are firemen, policemen, some are doctors, some are sanitation workers. The point is, we are in all different occupations, and we come from all different ethnic backgrounds, all different religious backgrounds. Now, as you're watching the installation, you may be under the impression we all wear tuxedos. That's not quite true. It's the officers that wear tuxedos. Regular members, generally the dress code for coming to a meeting is a business suit. Now, if anybody out there would like to get more information about Freemasonry or would like to talk to me, we can be contacted by email at info@massfreemasonry.org, or we can be reached at our website, askafreemason.org, or by telephone, 617-426-6040, extension 4211. If you live anywhere in southeastern Massachusetts, please give us a call, contact us. If you would like to join my lodge, we could work that out. If you'd like to join a lodge in your community, we can work that out as well, because Masonry is in just about every community. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed tonight's program. We'll see you soon.